This burger was made in a lab, no farm, no cow. Subscribe to see the science. Today, we're going to show you how to make an AI-grown meat burger. That's right, you heard correctly. We're going to grow real meat in the lab without any animals at all. This could be the future of food, or it could just be another example of humankind overreaching and creating something that doesn't really taste good. But either way, let's learn how it's done. Our first step is to find some stem cells. Now, these can come from a number of different sources. In fact, scientists are researching how to make them from plants. But for now, we're sticking with animals. So off to the slaughterhouse we go. Just kidding, it's me. And if you're watching this video, then chances are you're not into eating meat. But for the sake of this experiment, let's pretend that we are. Let's start out by thinking about where we're going to get our meat from. The obvious answer is cows, pigs, chickens, etc. But there's actually a much more interesting option: insects. Did you know that the average American eats a pound of beef every year? But what if instead of that beef coming from a cow, it came from a different source? What if it came from a petri dish? Scientists have been growing meat in labs for decades. In fact, the first ever lab-grown steak was served in 2002, and while the technology has improved since then, the basic process is still the same. First, a sample of muscle tissue is taken from an animal. Then that tissue is placed in a nutrient-rich broth and allowed to grow. The result is a thin sheet of edible muscle. This process is repeated several times until you have enough meat to feed a family of 4. Now, before you say that this sounds like some kind of mad scientist experiment, it's important to remember that lab-grown meat is not inherently unhealthy. In fact, it may actually be healthier than traditionally raised meat, because it can be grown without antibiotics or hormones. Plus, it doesn't require any land, water, or feed, making it an environmentally friendly option. So if you're worried about the impact of your diet on the planet, maybe it's time to try some lab-grown meat. But let's say you're not sold on lab-grown meat just yet. Maybe you think it's too expensive, or that it won't taste good. Well, I have good news for you. The price of lab-grown meat has dropped dramatically in recent years, and it's only getting cheaper. As the technology becomes more widespread, the cost is going to come down even further. And as for the taste, well, you'll have to try it for yourself to find out. Now back to our burger. We've got our juicy lab-grown beef patty, but we still need to cook it. The best way to cook a burger is on a grill, but we don't have a grill. So we're going to have to improvise. Luckily, we've got a pan and a lid, which should do the trick. First, we add a little bit of oil to the pan, and then we place our burger inside. Next, we'll put the lid on top and cook the burger over medium heat for 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, we'll flip the burger and cook it for another 4 minutes. We want the burger to be cooked through, but we don't want it to dry out. So we're going to use a meat thermometer to make sure that the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit. When it does, we'll take the burger off the heat and let it rest for a few minutes before serving. Now it's time to build our burger. We'll start with a bun, then add lettuce, tomato, onion, cheese, and bacon. And of course, we can't forget the most important part: the meat. We'll place our lab-grown beef patty on top and finish it off with some ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise. And there you have it, a burger that was grown in a lab without any animals at all. Okay, so you might be wondering why we went through all the trouble of growing our own meat, and we could have just bought ground beef at the grocery store. Well, it's because we wanted to show you how easy it is to grow meat in a lab. All you need is a few simple ingredients and some basic equipment. No cows required. Speaking of ingredients, let's talk about the cost. We'll be honest with you, growing your own meat is not cheap. In fact, it's probably more expensive than buying meat at the grocery store. But the good news is that the price of lab-grown meat is dropping every day. In a few years, it will be affordable for everyone. And finally, let's address the elephant in the room. Does lab-grown meat taste good? Well, the only way to find out is to try it for yourself. So what are you waiting for? Give it a shot. You might be surprised at how much you enjoy it. So there you have it, a glimpse into the future of food. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be sitting down to dinner and eating a meal that was grown in a lab instead of being raised on a farm. It's a crazy idea, but anything is possible. So keep an open mind and try new things. You might just surprise yourself. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see what other crazy things we're up to these days, check out our social media. You never know what you'll find. What did we make? What did we animate? Pause the video here if you want to make a guess. In 2022, scientists at a major university set out to create a plant-based meat substitute that looked and tasted like chicken thighs. They started by taking cells from a living chicken, and then they used a machine to spin those cells into a lattice of fibrous protein. The result was so realistic looking that it fooled many of the people who were asked to try it. But the test subjects were not told that they were eating fake meat. Instead, they were given 2 samples of chicken thigh, one real and one fake, and asked to identify which was which. Of the 264 participants, only 38% correctly identified the fake meat. The scientists were so confident in their creation that they even offered a $10,000 reward to anyone who could tell the difference between the real and fake meat. No one came forward to claim the prize. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Could you tell the difference between this fake chicken and the real thing? Let us know in the comments below. We're guessing you didn't get this one quite right, but hey, don't worry. We'll give you another chance with this riddle. Look like meat, but I've never mooed. What am I? If you guessed cow, you're wrong. Try again. Here's another clue. I can be grown in a lab without any animals. Still don't know what I am. Well, here's one last clue. I'm not from this world. What am I? Take a guess. We'll wait. Still can't figure it out. Well, I'll tell you. I'm not from this world. I'm from a world where cows don't exist. I'm not from a world where there are no animals at all. I'm from a world where all the animals were turned into food long ago, and now we grow our own meat in labs. There's no need for cows or chickens or pigs when we can grow our own meat. It's easy, it's efficient, and it's delicious. Now it's your turn to ask us a riddle. Just follow these 3 steps. Step 1. Write a riddle in the comments below. Step 2. Include the answer to your riddle in parentheses like this. And Step 3. Hit submit. We'll read the best riddles on our social media page and give you full credit for the awesome content. Deal. Okay, thanks for playing. We hope you learned something new today. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And hey, if you want to see what other crazy things we're up to these days, check out our social media. You never know what you'll find.